Hello everyone, my name is Martina. I'm a midwife and I work in a hospital in central London in the maternity assessment unit. For the people who don't know what a maternity assessment unit is basically the maternity emergency department. So basically I look after every woman between 18 weeks and about 4 weeks after the delivery when they have any kind of problem, any kind of emergency, that it can be from not feeling well or when they need support of doctor reviews or any assessment that it cannot be dealt through the GP or through the normal NHS pathway. It's a job that I actually love, and I have to admit probably the thing that I love most about my job is that every time I go on duty, I will never know how my day is gonna be. The calmest day, it can become very busy or other way around. But I love it because it helps me to keep my professional skills and my personal skills up to date. And I learn every day something new. So it's very exciting. When I started to hear about coronavirus at the beginning of this year, I have to admit I was one of the people who didn't believe for one moment that it will touch us at all here in Europe. Like it happened with more or less the other infectious disease that we saw before. It could be from Zika infection, it could be from SARS, and that's because even if it touches us, it will never involve us as much. But after a while, when I started to hear the first concern messages of my friends and part of my family who live in the north of Italy, in Lombardia, and when I started to hear what my family and my best friend who's a GP in my hometown in South Italy told me about the patients and what was actually happened, my optimism faded. And after a short period of time, by the time that I started to realize what actually we were talking about, we started to have the first patients in MEU who came symptomatic for COVID and seeking for help. And I can't forget the feeling of wearing the PPE for the first time, to go into a room and assess the first patient who was actually having the usual symptoms everyone knows now. So shortness of breath, fever, unable to talk because the breath, she was so breathless. And I was so scared. The feeling of being unable to help the patient, the feeling of doing something wrong, touch something that I wasn't supposed to, do something that I wasn't supposed to do, and put in risk my patient and myself, so the people around me, it scared me so much. And also because I never saw patients that were so sick, and I never felt so helpless. Because I couldn't help them and we didn't really know what we're dealing with. From one day to another, all our policy in hospital and all our approach with our patient changed completely. We started to talk through a mask, through glasses and to shields. And what I started to miss the most was the actual contact with the patient. I know it sounds weird for a midwife not be able to hold the hand of a patient who is in pain, not be able to hug a patient when she feels tired, exhausted. It was horrible. It just took me completely, and I was completely lost. So what I decided to do, it was just to take a step back and concentrate on the good things are actually happening during this period, and sometimes we forget. And I found out that I started to have more time for myself. I have to cancel so many plans this year that I had, but I couldn't actually plan even more good things to look forward for the future. I started to appreciate how lucky I am and how many good things I have in my life. I received a huge amount of messages from my friends in Italy, from my friends here in London and everywhere, a little bit everywhere. Such a support for everyone, and I never felt alone for 1 second. The support that we have from the patient, it was an immediate response from our patient. They had been amazing, so supportive and so collaborative with us, so cooperative with us. And also from my colleagues, I knew already that my teamwork in maternity assessment unit, it was extremely good, but this experience bonded us even more, and we create a special bond, the special relationship within us, always checking on each other, always making sure that we are fine. And it wasn't only for the colleagues who were on the floor with me, but also from my managers, from my senior management. I never felt alone. I always felt supported. I was actually happy to go to work, even if we knew that there was a kind of risk basically every time we started our shift. So basically I tried, this has helped me. It didn't actually took the problems away, but it actually helped me to look at the whole situation, which wasn't making any sense for me, in a completely different way. Now it's been a few days that we actually start to take a breath. Things look like we're getting better, but what I'm really concerned about is we had this result because at the beginning of the lockdown there was a great response from the UK, and people actually stay home and respect the rules and the recommendation that has been given. I am worried that this is not happening anymore. I see so many people when I go to work on the bus. I see so many people around having picnics in the parks or not really respecting the rules. So if there is only one message that I can give to everyone, is that be considerate to each other, support each other, help each other, support the NHS, and stay home. Don't waste all the sacrifice that we made until now. Trust me, I understand how hard it is to be away from your family, to be away from your friends, but all the sacrifice that we made until now, they are completely useless if we let ourselves go. So until new disposition and until new rules, new recommendation, please stay home, be considerate of each other, and we're gonna get through it. It's not gonna be immediate, maybe it's gonna be hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but we're gonna get through it. Try to stay positive and stay safe.